Hey, what's up everyone? I bought this beat up high miles 1500 HD. Now I'm gonna tell you why I actually bought it. Now, this thing has 261,000 miles, but it does have a 6.0 4x4 4L80E transmission, short bed, crew cab, and I got it for a steal, $3120 to be exact with you. That's $3,120. Now she's not pretty. She needs a lot of work actually. Now the goal with the truck is to get it near showroom condition on a budget. Now this is part 3, the final part. Just a quick catch up. We did a lot of maintenance on the truck. The fuel gauge wasn't working, so we did the fuel pump since it has a semi unit. After that, we actually caught up, washed the engine just to make sure we're not working on anything that's dirty. We went over the fender flares, we took them all off. We're painting the hood, the roof, and the tailgate since something had fallen off onto that tailgate, and we replaced all those things. Now those side moldings were completely destroyed and there was no restoring them, so I had to take them all off and remove the double-sided tape. Now here we're really working the rubbing compound onto the paint of the truck. Since we already had applied the clay bar, we went very rigorously with the clay bar, and since that was complete, it was time to bring out the shine. Alright, so far I did this fender, I did the hood, and this whole side here. You can see how that rubbing compound really brings out the shine in it. Here you can have a better idea of the difference. So I went around the whole truck and I'm here. I only got the driver door left, and you can see the difference. You can see this fender, that door doesn't look so good, and then that rear door looks amazing. Let's finish up. If you're just joining us for the first time, hi, my name is Victor. I'm Vic Fix It. I buy, fix, and sell cars as a hobby. Now, some are short term, most are long term, and I show you the process that I do when buying and selling these vehicles and how to fix them on a budget. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and I also would like to invite you to check out my YouTube page of all the other vehicles that I've done in the past. Make sure to like and subscribe, it'll mean the world to me. Now, according to the instructions, we're gonna have to let this dry for about 30 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue around the vehicle, and I think I'll make it in half an hour back. Alright, so we made it to the last fender. We'll finish this off and let it sit for just a little more. Okay, so that's about half an hour already of the wax being on, and we're gonna start with the hood and work ourselves around. Okay, as you can see, all this has been cleaned up from the wax and it looks amazing right now. The last panel that we have to do is going to be this fender, and we're going to wipe it down now. And finally, we're going to remove the tape. That made our job a lot easier from having to clean excessive wax in all the wrong places. Now I'm pretty excited to show you where those moldings were, where we did the 1000 grit, 15, 2000 and 3000 grit wet sanded to remove those ugly moldings that they had, the 3M double-sided tape. But look how well this came out. Not bad. Now here we have a little bit of burnt paint. Now we are going to be doing a lot of touch up on the truck, being that this was just previous there, you know, these little nicks. And here we're going to have the fender flares go back on. So we still have a little bit of work cut out. Let's keep going. Alright, so for touch up we're going to use this, which is done by my local body shop, and this is the exact color match since I took the fuel cap. And that way, if I buy regular touch-up paint, it's not going to really match just because of how aged it is. And this is about $25, which is give or take just a few more bucks than the original touch-up. And basically, you're going to get this red knob, push it in, and activate the clear coat hardener. And we're going to do some touch-up. Got a little brush, let's get to it. Now up next are the fender flare installs. Since this is the heavy duty, it does have the 8-lug bolt pattern and they kind of stick out just a little bit. I would recommend the 3M double-sided tape just because it's the superior brand and you really don't want to cheap out on this. Now these are factory flares that the 1500 HD brings just because of the widened front end. Now you can see how well they actually came out after being primered, base coat and clear coat. Since the roof got a respray, I had to remove the high mount stoplight bulb, and I figured I'd upgrade it with the LED one just to make sure it gives it a little modern touch, which adds a nice appeal to the truck. My original driver's side mirror was cracked, so it was time to upgrade. Now, these are just a basic 3 10mm bolt-on and bolt-off affair. I cleaned out that housing since it was a bit dirty before putting it back, and the install is super easy on these trucks. A blade with an extended scraper was used to remove any excess overspray from the painting on the hood and roof. While Vic continues to clean the windows, it's time to clean these jams. They're a bit dirty. Let's get to it. Alright, next order of business will be these tires. They are worn out and we do have the new ones ready to go. 2 tires to match the rear ones, which have lots of threads and they're fairly new, so let's get that done. And just like that, we got this thing aligned with 2 new front tires. Now let's shift our attention to these old headlights. They're not doing the trick. These will. Basically, this mechanism goes clamped in here, and when you push in, that's where it locks. So basically what I was trying to do is push it in to release. Now we have a big gap here that needs to be adjusted. We got an adjustment screw all the way down there and right there. Let's get to it. And this is it. This is the real reason why I go through such hoops of getting this old beat up, clapped out truck with all these miles, just because it's an older truck and it drives amazing completely. The suspension is not destroyed and all worn out, and this is really what gets me going, getting an old beat up truck and making it look like new again, and actually functioning correctly too, because this thing looks a par. Now I did find an issue with the truck. At night I would not be able to see anything with the OEM bulbs. Since these are old yellow 2002 bulbs, it was difficult to see anything down the street. It was time to get that fixed. The standard OEM headlights on the Chevy 1500 are just not doing anymore. So what's the solution? Auxito LED headlights. Now, these headlights are a lot superior just because the temperature on them is 6,500 K, which is a lot more than the factory ones. And you got an operating life of 50,000 hours. That's almost 10 times more than the average OEM one. And the build quality is excellent. Now they do come with the owner's manual. You might go through it and kind of see, but this is a simple plug and play affair. Now they also bring a fan that spins at 12,000 RPMs. That's just to ensure that it does not overheat. And simply a 9006 bulb is basically plug and play, and you can see the build quality is very superior. Now when installing these, you want to wear some type of glove, since you don't want the oil in your hand that's in your skin to get onto the actual light bulb itself and cause any type of damage. Huge shout out to Auxito for sending me a pair of the lows and the high bulbs LED for my Chevy 1500. Very appreciative. And if you're interested in getting yourself a set, I'll make sure I leave a link in the description so you can be able to pick up a set for yourself. Now here you can really tell how good these LED bulbs are. They make a world of difference. I could see in the lane that I'm driving, I could even see the guy next to me on his lane and light it up for him too. So make no mistake, contact Auxito if you're looking for your set of LED headlight bulbs.